This is really weird. I've got. Hang on a second, will you? This headphones for the. Hang on a second.
Madison High School.
Testing. Good evening and welcome to our home of BloodHound Sports. We are live from Jim Ewell Field here at Richmond Stadium, home of the Fort Madison BloodHound football team. I'm Bill Kester. I'll be bringing you the video and play-by-play of the BloodHounds take on the Mount Pleasant Panthers. Tonight's game is made possible by the following sponsors: Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Elliott Test Kitchen, Hy-Vee Food Store, Mann's McDonald's, Rashid Drug, Subarena Sandwich Shop, Wonder Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Fort Colony Restaurant, Pizza Hut, Midwest One Bank, and the BloodHound Booster Club. We encourage you to please be sure to stop by and tell them thank you for making this possible. Tonight's game, if you're watching tonight's game, had a little different setup. It showed that we were up against West Burlington. Now it shows we're up versus Mount Pleasant, which is the way it's supposed to be. And we're getting ready for some Friday night football. Not exactly football weather tonight, as it's very warm September evening. But we're looking for a fantastic game between our Fort Madison BloodHounds and the Mount Pleasant Panthers. We're going to get started here as soon as the band is off the field. We're going to go ahead and hear from our sponsors real quick. Okay, we're back at Fort Madison. As Fort Madison has taken the field and getting ready for the coin toss. Get a little information here. Apologize, we're only a little short-handed tonight for our broadcast. Look at the Mount Pleasant Panthers. They start out with quarterback Zach Beeson. He's a junior. He's completing about 55% of his passes this year with 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. From the information I received, Brody McGackey, the leading rusher and receiver for Mount Pleasant, is out with an injury for tonight's game, so we won't get to see Brody McGackey tonight. Otherwise, we have, for rushers, we have the quarterback Zach Beeson, and then Levi Puig, I believe that's how they pronounce that, as their running backs. And I believe somebody else will probably have to step up if Mr. McGackey's not playing. Receiving-wise, we have a Karen Colhurst. As their second leading receiver for the Panthers. Chris Lamb is also up there in receptions and yards, along with Magnani for the Panthers. Of course, for Fort Madison, we're going to have starting at quarterback Lennon Barker, Alex Gully at running back, Chance Red Donald, and Logan Allen, along with Lorenzo Riles as the wide receivers. Fort Madison is going to kick off to the Panthers to begin tonight's contest. Fort Madison in their home black uniforms they like to wear. A.J. Nolting is kicking off, and this game is underway. Mount Pleasant takes the kick on the near side. And Fort Madison has him tackled just over the 20-yard line. That's Levi Puig, who took that kickback. So Mount Pleasant's going to go ahead and go on offense. Looks like number 10, Zach Beeson's their quarterback again. They split out 2 to the top and 2 to the bottom with one person in the background. Quarterback scrambles, and he gets a first down coming near side. And he's out of bounds just short of the 40-yard line of the Panthers. Fort Madison had one player in the backfield had pressure, and quarterback escaped and picked up a sizable chunk to bring up a first down again for the Panthers. So Mount Pleasant is going to start out on their 38-yard line for this first down now. Again, wide receiver split, 3 up top, 1 below. And Mr. Puig in the background and he gets the handoff, cuts back in the middle, evades a couple tacklers and gets tackled at about the 45-yard line. So that's going to bring up about 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers on their own 45-yard line. Okay, Beeson's in shotgun, takes the ball, he's back to pass, and he throws the ball over the middle and hits his receiver right in stride down the middle of the field, and that looks like it's going to go for a Mount Pleasant touchdown. 55-yard touchdown play. Pass from Zach Beeson. I did not get the receiver's name. But the Panthers strike first and quick here in the first quarter.
The football was carried in the end zone by Mount Pleasant number 34, Jordan Magnani.
And the kick is good for the extra point, and Mount Pleasant is up 7-0 early on Fort Madison. So we'll just have to see how Fort Madison responds to the Mount Pleasant drive. Okay, we're going to try to get our sponsors in here a little bit and get that rolling for you. Looks like, before we go anywhere, looks like there was a flag on that extra point attempt by Mount Pleasant. Looks like Fort Madison was offside, so Mount Pleasant's going to come in, and looks like they're going to have to kick the ball again. So it is only 6-0 Mount Pleasant, and again, they're going to do that for that extra point try here. Looks like David Blancis is their kicker. And that kick is up, and again, it is good. So Mount Pleasant does take a 7-0 lead here on the first drive of the first quarter of this game. Let's have a few technical difficulties we're trying to get through here. Okay, looks like President's going to go ahead and kick it off for us now. And the ball comes down the middle of the field, finally picked up by Chance Red Donald. He brings it off to the left-hand side, and he breaks a couple tackles before he's brought down just over the 25-yard line of Fort Madison, where they'll start first down and 10. Fort Madison's going to start out with Lennon Barker as a quarterback. It looks like he's going to be in the shotgun. Alex Scully is the wide receiver. The running back behind Lennon Barker. And Barker takes the ball, hands off to Gully up the middle. He goes up the middle, breaks the tackle, still going, turning his feet, picks up a sizable chunk on first down. Good play by Mr. Gully, and the blocking up front created him a nice, easy hole to get through. So it'll be second down and 7. Fort Madison's coming right up to the line quickly. Looks like they're going to try to keep things moving pretty quick here. We have two receivers, Logan Allen and Chance Red Donald to the right. Alex Gully still in the back. Lorenzo Wiles up north. And then Gully takes another handoff. Doesn't find as much running room this time. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage maybe. So it's going to bring up third down and short for Fort Madison. Lorenzo Wiles is also in it, wide receiver for Fort Madison. So it's like about third down and a long 2. Looks like we got flags. Let's see what they're going to go ahead and call this. That's offsides for Mount Pleasant. I think Lennon Barker, a hard count there on Mount Pleasant. We got them to jump, so that's going to be an automatic first down. That'll keep Mount Pleasant from trying to get a quick jump on the snap. So same formation. Barker's back in shotgun. He takes the ball. He throws the ball out to this side. Logan Allen takes it. He catches the ball and moves up just past the 45-yard line before he was tackled. It looked like he got hit out of bounds. He was already knocked out of bounds and got hit again. But no flags on the play, so that will bring up a nice gain on first down. So about 6 yards. So 2nd down and 4 for Fort Madison. Barker takes the snap. Alex Gully takes the ball, goes outside, and wasn't able to break a tackle. Got about a yard on the carry. Something looked all wrong there. Like maybe the center snapped the ball a little early, and everybody wasn't moving at the same time. But no flags on the play. So it's going to be up 3rd down, and looks like 3 yards to go from our 47-yard line. We need to get to the 50. So Barker's takes the snap. He's back to pass. He rolls to the right. He gets pressure and gets thrown down for a loss, and a flag comes in. He got thrown for a loss just inside our own 35-yard line. We'll find out what the penalty is going to be. Personal foul, face masking on Mount Pleasant. So that's going to be a personal foul, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which is all the way back inside at about the 33-yard line. So that's going to bring the ball out to probably around the 48 of Fort Madison. Let's see if they're going to call that a good signal. Face mask. And they're still going to keep it 3rd down. They're going to keep that 3rd down, so it's going to be 3rd and along 2 for Fort Madison after that penalty. A little fortunate there. Barker hands the ball off to Gully, who powers himself forward across the 50 for a 1st down. That was just plain pure power to get that 1st down.
Number 21, Levi Hewitt. The advance was enough for a 1st down as well.
Okay, another handoff to Gully. He got met right behind the line of scrimmage and was tackled for a loss by a couple of the Mount Pleasant linebackers. So that's going to bring up 2nd down. About 12 yards to go for Fort Madison. Barker with the Gully in the backfield. Barker rolls out to the right. Flag is down. It's going to go ahead and kill the play. See what the referees have to say about this. Offsides. I'm sorry. Offsides Fort Madison. Bring the ball back 5 yards. So that'll make it 2nd and about 16 yards to go from our 44-yard line. Didn't quite see that one, but okay, we'll go to 2nd and 16 for Fort Madison. Barker and Gully in the backfield. Barker's back to pass. He throws deep down the middle, just out of the reach of Chance Red Donald, who is wide open. Had got a couple steps on his defender right down the middle, but Barker's throw was just a little bit too long. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 16 for Fort Madison, but another flag was on the field. And that's going to be, I think, holding on Fort Madison. So that's going to back them up another 10 yards. Back to our own 34-yard line. So that's going to bring it up about 3rd down. Well, it's back at the 31-yard line for that spot foul. So 3rd and about 30. 2nd and about 30 for Fort Madison. Barker goes out, rolls out to the right, and throws off ball incomplete over towards Logan Allen near the sidelines. So that's going to bring up 3rd down for Fort Madison and about 30 yards to go from the 31-yard line. Okay, Barker throws the ball down the middle towards Lorenzo Riles, but he was well defended and the ball was incomplete. That's going to bring up fourth down for Fort Madison. So Barker's back in the shotgun position. Let's see if he's going to go ahead and punt. And indeed he does. Gets a nice kickoff. And is taken just inside the 30-yard line by the Panther. And he was hit immediately as he crossed the 35. And that's where Mount Pleasant will take over on offense at about the 37-yard line on their side of the field. So we are at 7:48 to go in the first quarter. Mount Pleasant is leading 7-0 on a 55-yard touchdown pass on their first drive.
Mount Pleasant will take possession of the football on their own 37-yard line. First and 10, Mount Pleasant.
Okay, Zach Beeson is in the shotgun. He's got Levi Puig in the backfield with him. 4 split outs for the Panthers. Beeson takes it, throws a quick shot to the right, and the ball is caught on the far sideline for about a 6 or 7 yard gain. Second down. So, second down and a long 3 for Mount Pleasant. Again, Beeson's in the backfield with Puig. Ball's handed off to Puig. He goes up the middle, right-hand side, before he's taken down across the yard marker, across the 50. And Mount Pleasant's going to have a first down at Fort Madison's 48-yard line. Fort Madison having a hard time stopping Mount Pleasant. They're mixing it up pretty good, and Fort Madison having a hard time stopping them at this point. Beeson's alone by himself in the backfield. Got a player in motion, and Beeson takes the ball to himself over the right tackle and was hit, and then he fumbled the ball forward. He was hit just outside the 40-yard line. The ball was fumbled forward and recovered, it looks like, by Mount Pleasant at about the 36-yard line. And that's going to give Mount Pleasant a first down on our 36-yard line. So Beeson made it through the line pretty well, then got the ball stripped from him. So Beeson's in the shotgun. He takes it. He hands the ball off. And their runner gets a short gain before he's wrapped up by Tyler O'Toole. Ball carrier there was a Jake Lowe. He came from the wide receiver position on a sweep and was handed the ball off by Beeson and was able to get to the near side for about a 5-yard gain. So it's going to be second down and 5 for Mount Pleasant at our 31-yard line. He's got a big tight end in the backfield with Beeson. He's back to pass. He flips it out to that tight end who slipped out to the right-hand side, but the ball hit him in the hands and he dropped it for an incomplete pass. So that's going to bring up third down at about 5 for Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant's given Fort Madison a lot of different looks here on offense. They got people in motion. They got different people in the backfield. So Fort Madison's going to have to make that some kind of adjustment here. So third down and 5 from the Fort Madison 31-yard line. Beeson's has Puig in the backfield and 3 splits to the right, 1 to the left. Beeson goes forward, quarterback draw, and he just keeps turning his legs all the way past the first down marker inside the 25-yard line. So Mount Pleasant's going to have first down and 10.
Brandon Sellers.
So Mount Pleasant's got a nice drive going. They're at the 24-yard line of Fort Madison, first down and 10. Beeson's got Puig in the backfield. Beeson's back to pass, and he throws the ball over the middle, and he had a wide receiver open. He was doing a post, but the ball was overshot over his head for an incomplete pass. That receiver was a little bit better defended than on the last series. That touchdown pass they had in the last series. So he's better defended, but the ball did sail over all of their heads. So second down and 10 for Mount Pleasant from our 24-yard line. 5:03 to go in the first quarter. Beeson's in the backfield. He's back to pass. Looks like a screen pass set up to Puig, who takes it on the right-hand side, misses two tacklers, and then he was absolutely destroyed on a tackle by Chance Red Donald, and then the flags after the tackle came out. Looks like it might be calling that on Chance. Boy, he just got a good hit on him. Now the officials are looking at it. Look like they got a personal foul targeting on Chance Red Donald. That was just a good hard hit, it looked like. And that's going to bring the ball down for first down and goal at about the 8-yard line. So Mount Pleasant has a Beeson in the shotgun. Puig in the backfield. Beeson keeps the ball and is hitting the backfield for a loss. That's going to be a Sunnybrook assisted living tackle for a loss. Like Beeson didn't know what to do with it. The defense kind of stymied him there a little bit, and by the time he had to make a decision what he's going to do, he was hit by one of our defenders. Okay, second down and goal from about the 10-yard line. Again, Puig's in the backfield, Beeson in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's looking to the left, looks to the right, throws the ball into the end zone, and the ball is overthrown. Diego Lozano back there is in the end zone in between two of the Panthers. And Beeson just threw it up high, not to risk an interception, and it was incomplete. So now third down and 10 from the 10-yard, third down and goal from the 10-yard line. So see if Fort Madison can make a stand here. Got two receivers to the right, two to the left, and Puig in the backfield with Beeson in the shotgun, and he's back to pass, looks left, tosses it over to Puig, who takes it and brings it down inside about the 5-yard line where he's tackled. He looked like he had an open shot there to the end zone, but
Number 21 is Levi Puig, and he was tackled by Madison 27
Tyler O'Toole and Shamo Red Donald made the tackle, made it fourth down at about the 5-yard line, and we're going to see what looks like Mount Pleasant's bringing the field goal kicker in. Again, that's David Blancas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, for what looks like about a 21-yard field goal attempt. If indeed he does kick it, it looks like he's got a pretty good leg. The kick is up, and it is good for 3 points for Mount Pleasant. Makes it 10-0. Mount Pleasant with 3:07 to go in the first quarter. Mount Pleasant's kind of having their way on offense. Again, showing Fort Madison a lot of different looks, but finally Fort Madison was able to make the defensive stand that they needed to stop that drive and only give up the 3 points. So 10-0 Mount Pleasant.
school football program invites the coaches with film study and game plan preparing space. Speaking of game plan preparing, Elliott Test Kitchen has
We'll get ready for
prep session starting now that will help your students prepare to take the SAT test. Contact Elliott Test Kitchen at www.tkef.org or call them at 319.
getting ready for Fort Madison to take the kickoff here.
That's Elliott Test Kitchen in Fort Madison.
Okay, Mount Pleasant's getting ready to kick off. We got Chance Red Donald and Alex Gully back standing about the 5-yard line. Let's see if Fort Madison can get their offense rolling here a little bit. Okay, there's Blancas with his kick. It's deep. And it is caught about the 5-yard line by Chance Red Donald, who brings it up the middle. He goes off to the left. He's got a good head of steam, but he is finally taken down at close to the 30-yard line. So that's where Fort Madison will take over on offense. So 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Mount Pleasant is off to a 10-0 lead. Fort Madison's second chance at offense in this game. Kind of hurt themselves with a few penalties on their first drive that resulted in a punt. So we got Gully in the backfield, and Barker hands off to Gully, who goes up the middle, finds a little space, but he does fall forward and keep his legs turning, picks up about 3 yards on first down. So second down and a long 7, about 8 yards to go. Barker takes the snap, hands off to Gully again, goes up the middle, and keeps chugging for about 5 more yards. So it's going to bring up about 3rd down and 2 from our 38-yard line. Fort Madison's back at the line in quick fashion. And the ball off again to Gully. He has to hesitate, then he's hit behind the line of scrimmage before he can get to the first down marker. So he got hit in the backfield, but kept pushing forward, did get a yard out of it. That's going to bring up about a 4th down and 1 yard to go from our own 39-yard line. Let's see what Coach Schiffman decides to do here. Gully's in the backfield. And Barker. And that was a flag that came out. I think Barker was trying to get Mount Pleasant to jump off sides, and must have been one of the Bloodhounds that moved. So now that 5 yards back on Fort Madison, legal procedure. And that's going to bring it back to the 34 and bring up 4th down and 6. So we'll see what Fort Madison will do here with this 4th down. We got Barker in that deep shotgun formation. Still got Gully in the backfield. Looks like it might be more of a punting situation here. And Barker does indeed punt the ball. Gets it off to the right-hand side. Gives a Fort Madison roll down inside the 25-yard line, where it's downed right at the 25-yard line of Mount Pleasant with 1:22 to go in the first quarter. Mount Pleasant leading 10-0. We want to thank our sponsors here: Private Grove Savings Bank, Elliott Test Kitchen, Hy-Vee Food Store, Mann's McDonald's, Rashid Drug, Subarena, Sandwich Shop, Wandrick Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Fort Colony Restaurant, Pizza Hut, and Midwest One, and the BloodHound Booster Club. So Mount Pleasant takes over on their 3rd possession of the quarter. First down at their own 25-yard line. Beeson hands the ball off to Puig, who goes to his left, is bottled up and tackled by a host of Fort Madison Bloodhounds. Sam Hayes included in there. I see Lorenzo Riles. Shimler Red Donald was in on that short gain. Dalton Mabius involved in that tackle also, all the way from the line. So that was a gain of about 1 yard to go at the 26-yard line. So 2nd down and 9 for the Panthers with under a minute to go in the first quarter. So Beeson's in the shotgun position, has Puig in the backfield with him. Beeson back to pass. Looks like he's got a lot of time. A flag is down. Beeson starts to scramble, and then he is tackled right near the line of scrimmage, or just maybe just a yard beyond that, but there was a flag down while that play was taking place. He had a lot of time to throw the ball, but I think our defensive backs and safeties our defensive backs had that pretty much covered up. So it's going to be a spot foul. I believe it was holding on Mount Pleasant, so it's going to back him up for 10 yards. From again, a spot foul, so it's going to be 10-plus yards here. So instead of 9, it looks like it's going to be second down and about 20 or 21 yards to go for Mount Pleasant. They're all spread out, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Beeson's back to pass, throws the ball off to the right, hits receiver who's tackled after a short gain. Looks like it may be about a 5-6 yard gain just over the 20-yard line of Mount Pleasant. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 15 at the end of the first quarter. So into the first quarter here in Richmond Stadium, Jim Ewell Field. It's 10-0 Mount Pleasant.
Good luck to Madison's varsity cross-country team. They head to Anamosa tomorrow. The meeting in Anamosa will begin at 8:30 a.m. The two varsity football team will be currently in Mount Pleasant on Monday, September 25th. The kickoff in Mount Pleasant will be 6 p.m. High school volleyball teams will be hosting Iowa City Liberty this Tuesday in the Honda. Games in the Honda will begin at 5:45, and our varsity football team will be hitting the road next Friday for a 7:30 kickoff in Solon, Iowa.
Okay, we're going to start the second quarter here with Mount Pleasant at about 3rd down and 15 yards to go. And Beeson's back to pass, and he throws over the middle, and the ball is short. Intended for number 88, Kieran Colhorst, but the ball was thrown too short, and that's going to be going to bring up 4th down and 15 from our own 21-yard line. From Mount Pleasant's 21-yard line. So looks like they're in a punting formation. Alex Gully and Chance Red Donald are back to receive the punt on this 4th and 15. Mount Pleasant's trying to get a player in. See if we can get a nice run back here. And the punter gets it off. It's kind of a short kick and takes a roll. It landed on the Mount Pleasant side of the rolled over to Fort Madison side at about the 42-yard line, where Fort Madison will take over, trailing 10-0 with 11:53 to go here in the second quarter. See if Fort Madison can get something going here on offense. Okay, we're going to have Renzo Isles out wide to the left. Gully's in the backfield. A couple receivers to the right. Barker takes the ball. He's back to pass. Throws the ball over the middle. Hits Logan Allen right over the middle. for a nice gain into Mount Pleasant territory at the Mount Pleasant 36-yard line for a Penn City Current first down for the Bloodhounds. It was a nice throw, nice catch by Logan Allen. So, and Barker's back, hands the ball off to Gully, who goes forward in the middle of the line, keeps carrying tacklers, and gets inside the 30-yard line down to about the 28-yard line. Good, solid gain on first down for Alex Gully. Good blocking by the line up front there. So second down and about 2 from our 28. Hand the ball off to Gully again, who goes over the right tackle side. Evades a couple tacklers, makes some more chunks of yards before he's finally brought down inside the 20. So good, solid running there by Alex Gully. So Fort Madison's first down at the 18-yard line. And Barker's back to pass. He fakes a pass, and then looks like has lots of pressure and finally gets brought down in the backfield. He was looking for a receiver here on the left side, pumped the throw, and then thought better of it, and then got sacked for a loss. So that's going to bring up second down, and it looks like maybe about 15 yards to go on the 24-yard line of the Bloodhounds. Barker's in the shotgun. Hands the ball off to Gully, who goes up the middle, and he'll pick up maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe about the 20-yard line, so it's going to bring up a third down and about 11 to go for the Bloodhounds. So third down and 11 for the Bloodhounds. Barker hands the ball off to Gully, who goes up the middle, gets a good chunk of yardage, keeps going, and he gets inside the 10-yard line. See where they marked that at. But I tell you, Gully just would not be taken down. And that's going to put it about looks like they're going to put him down at about the 9-yard line. So it's going to be fourth down for Fort Madison at the 9-yard line. Be fourth down. Oh, I'm sorry. They're going to go ahead and bring the chains out to see if that is indeed a first down or not. There's a big measurement here. Let's see what they... That looks like that's going to be first down, Fort Madison. Boy, that was really close, but close doesn't matter. That's a first down at about our 9-yard line. Or I'm sorry, the Mount Pleasant 9-yard line. So at 9:51 to go here in the second quarter, Fort Madison's trying to get on the board. Okay, Alex Gully is just absolutely running with some passion tonight. Barker and Gully in the backfield. I'm sorry, that's Lozano in the backfield, takes the handoff and goes forward for a few yards before getting taken down. Diego Lozano. Looks like he picked up maybe a couple yards on that. He checks out. Alex Gully checks back in. Diego Lozano, a sophomore. He's just going to get better. I tell you, he's a good running back. Gully's in the backfield with Barker. Barker's back to pass, and he has to scramble up the middle and get some yardage out of it. Gets inside the 5-yard line. Everybody seemed to be covered on that, so Barker just tucked it in and used some strength to get inside to about the 4-yard line. So it's going to be third down and goal from about the 4. Gully in the backfield. Barker rolls out to the right side. Throws back over into the end zone. The ball is incomplete. The pass is incomplete. So it's going to bring up 4th down and goal from about the 4. So it looks like Coach Schiffman's going to send A.J. Nolting in for a possible field goal attempt, it looks like. Barker's going to do the hold, and A.J. Nolting's going to try about a 20-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Bloodhounds are on the scoreboard. Nice kick by A.J. And now the score is Mount Pleasant 10, Fort Madison 3. That was a nice drive. We got about 8 minutes and 28 seconds left to go here in the first half. And again, 10-3 Mount Pleasant, but that was a nice drive by Fort Madison. A mix of run, good hard running, nice passes. And I had to settle for 3, but it was nice to get points on the board and get it within a score. So now it's up to the defense to and continue what they did with the last drive and make a stand here. So again, we're at 8:28 to go in the second quarter, 10-3 Mount Pleasant. We want to thank our sponsors here: Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Elliott Test Kitchen, Hy-Vee Food Store, Mann's McDonald's, Rashid Drug, Severina Sandwich Shop, Winder Chiropractic, Fort Colony Restaurant, Pizza Hut, Midwest One Bank, and the Bloodhound Booster Club. Thank you to our sponsors. A.J. Nolting is about to kick off here for Fort Madison. See if AJ can boom one here. And he indeed does. Hits it really hard right down the middle. The ball is picked up at about the 5-yard line. It's caught. Goes right back up the middle, and he's tackled right about the 25-yard line. So that's where Mount Pleasant will take over on offense. Keegan Rich was the Panther that received that kickoff. Brought it back about 20 yards to the 25-yard line. So here Mount Pleasant takes over. 1st down and 10 on their own 25. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, and Mr. Puig in the backfield. Quarterback throws the ball over to the right. It's complete, and Shamor Red Donald takes the receiver down short of the 1st down. So Mount Pleasant got it picked up about 8 yards on that 1st down pass. Shamor Red made a tackle on that. One-on-one out there to the left side. Now there's nobody in the backfield but the quarterback. So Beeson takes the ball and he goes forward on a quarterback draw and gets the 1st down and gets out over close to the 40-yard line for a Mount Pleasant 1st down. Kind of see that coming, but he was able to pick his spots. Beeson's a good-sized kid. He's a junior, 6'3", 210 quarterback. Can throw the ball well. And the clock is stopped. I think Fort Madison had somebody come over off the field a little bit. I don't know what they're doing here. So Mount Pleasant's going to have 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Looks like, I don't know if one of the teams called a timeout or not, but one of our players came off the field a little bit, and both teams went over to their sidelines. So now we're getting ready to start again. So 1st down and 10 at their own 40-yard line for the Panthers. Two receivers to the left, two to the right. Puig in the backfield. Beeson takes the ball back, and he throws the ball to the left again. That play's worked for them real good on first down several times tonight now already. Picks up about 7 yards, 6 or 7 yards. Looks like 6 on that time. Just a quick hit. The receiver just goes out about 5 or 6 yards and does a hitch, and ball's right there. And it's, I think they're probably setting it up for the cornerback to play that too tight and maybe go for a long one on that. So 2nd down and 4 at the 46-yard line for Mount Pleasant. Beeson's back to pass, and he throws the ball over the left side, and the ball is, boy, that was a really good play by Lorenzo Riles. The pass was thrown up. The receiver went up, got the ball, and while he still had his arms extended, Riles reached up there and knocked that ball away for an incomplete pass. So good pass and catch initially, but knocked away for an incomplete. But good play by Lorenzo Riles on defense there. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for Mount Pleasant from their own 46-yard line. Beeson hands the ball off. Puig takes the ball over to the right side, will not get the first down. Good pursuit by the BloodHounds. I see Tyler O'Toole in there. Axel Auburn on that tackle. 4th down and about 3 yards to go if Mount Pleasant's back to punt. And they indeed do punt the ball. It's a real high punt. Ball takes a Mount Pleasant bounce. Boy, does it inside the 15-yard line. So for Madison, will start inside at about the 13-yard line with 6:27 to go here in the first half of the second quarter. 10-3 Mount Pleasant. So we got Fort Madison starting about, they're going to call it about the 14-yard line, it looks like. And Barker's back to pass. And everything's covered. He scrambles, and he's tackled inside the 5. Boy, that was close to a safety there. Barker was taken down. That's a tough first down loss. Looks like about a 10-yard loss at about the 4-yard line. Barker had a lot of time, but apparently the receivers were covered. So 2nd down and about 18 from about 20 yards to go. Barker throws the ball over the middle. Chance Red Donald hits off his hands for an incomplete pass. That ball was over the middle. There's a lot of pace on that throw, and Chance wasn't able to pull it in. So that's going to bring 3rd down and about 20 yards to go, just inside our 5-yard line. 5:47 to go in the second quarter. Barker's back to pass. He rolls to his left-hand side. And he throws the ball over the middle. And that needs to be, well, that ball was broken up by Puig. It was intended for Logan Allen, but no flags or anything. But so it's going to bring up 4th down on Fort Madison. And again, they're about the 4-yard line. So they're going to have to punt out of their own end zone. Not a good series for the BloodHounds. So about 4th down and 20. Barker made himself some extra time there to throw, just didn't get a connection on it. So Barker takes the ball, and he gets a punt out. Nice punt off to the left side. It's going to roll. It's going to bounce across midfield all the way inside the 35-yard line. Finally picked up by Puig, who brings it back. And he's still going. And he brings it back across midfield to about the 45-yard line for Madison. That kick was about 60 yards. About a 60-yard punt with a roll on it. Puig was the only one back there, so he finally picks it up and brings it back inside of Fort Madison territory. So the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 at our 45 with about 5 to go in the second quarter. 10-3 Mount Pleasant. Excellent kick and good return. It looks like there's some kind of flag down on top of that. Let's see what they're doing here. Wow, I have no idea what that call was. But apparently that was a 15-yard penalty on Fort Madison that takes it all the way down to the Fort Madison 30-yard line. I did not see what the penalty was there. So Mount Pleasant starts out in excellent position at our 30-yard line. I have no idea what that flag was for, but anyways, Mount Pleasant's first down on our 30. Beeson's in the shotgun. Back to pass. Goes off to the right side and hits one of the he hits Mr. Colhurst, Karen Colhurst, and he was pushed out of bounds. And that looks like about a 7-yard gain on first down. I'll tell you, this quarterback, Zach Beeson, he's pretty accurate. Good size, accurate, can run the ball, can throw it. Makes it tough on our defense. So about 2nd down and 3 from the 23. Beeson's back to pass again, throws the ball, a slant over the middle, and the ball is caught for, looks like a first down by number 34, Jordan Magnani, at about the, let's say the 13-yard line of Fort Madison. 5:07 to go with the clock running in the second quarter. So Mount Pleasant has first down and 10 on our 13-yard line. Fort Madison needs to see if we can get a stop here. Beeson's by himself in the backfield. He's quarterback draw. He goes right over that left guard tackle area and gets the ball down in right around the 10-yard line. Dalton Mabius on the tackle for the Bloodhounds at the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 7 for Mount Pleasant from our 10-yard line. Beeson's back to pass, and he starts to scramble, and he gets out to the line of scrimmage and finally gets hit several times, but makes his way into the end zone. We just did not wrap up, and Beeson takes the ball 10 yards for a Panther touchdown. Nobody open. The backs were playing the wide receivers pretty well. Beeson just took it upon himself to scramble into the end zone. Took a few hits on the way, but extra point attempt coming for Mount Pleasant. The kick is up, and it is good. And that makes the score Mount Pleasant 17, Fort Madison 3, with 4:12 to go in the second quarter. I got to say this. Their quarterback, Zach Beeson, I can't say enough about him. I mean, he's a big kid, strong kid, can run the ball, can throw it. Really creates problems for a defense. I could see that absolutely. So, but Fort Madison's still in this game. They got their offense moving last drive. We got 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go here before halftime. It's 17-3. Bloodhounds trailing the Panthers. So let's see if we can get something started here. And Alex Scully and Chance Red Donald are back. To take the kick from David Blancis. There's a kick. It's kicked deep, and Chance Red Donald takes the kick about the 5-yard line and makes a move and applies a hit to the tackle. Keeps going. I tell you, Chance is playing hard. I must say he's really putting the effort forward. So nice return. Fort Madison's going to start off at about their own. Looks like it's just about close to the 28-yard line for the Bloodhounds. See if we can get something going. We're 4:03 to go in before halftime. Barker hands the ball off to Gully, who takes it over to the left-hand side, kicks it outside, hits that sideline, and finally gets pushed out of bounds near midfield. Gully had a head of steam there, but just the sideline was. See where they're going to place that. They're going to place that about the 48-yard line of Fort Madison. Be first down. That's going to be a Penn City current first down. So Barker takes the snap, hands off to Gully again. He goes over the right side this time, cuts it back and gets over midfield for a short gain on first down. So 3:47 to go and the clock running in the second quarter. 17-3, Mount Pleasant. Fort Madison's on the Mount Pleasant 49-yard line. So Barker's in a normal shotgun with Gully back in the backfield with him. Second down and 7. Gully takes the ball up the middle, keeps turning his legs, and gets positive yardage. So it's going to bring up about third down. Clock running, about 3:11 to go before halftime. Ball's on the Panthers' 45-yard line. It's going to be third down and maybe a long 3 here for the Bloodhounds. Looks like Barker was trying to use a hard count to try to see if Mount Pleasant would jump, and they just about did. One of the linebackers came up, and so Fort Madison went ahead and called timeout. 2:52 to go in the second quarter. 17-3 Panthers. Fort Madison on the move here in Panthers territory. We're going to again thank our sponsors: Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Elliott Test Kitchen, Hy-Vee Food Store, Mann's McDonald's, Rashid Drug, Subarena Sandwich Shop, Wandrick Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Fort Colony Restaurant, Pizza Hut, Midwest One Bank, and the Bloodhound Booster Club. We thank our sponsors for bringing this broadcast to you. So Fort Madison is looking at a third and a long 3 here. Panther territory with just under 3 minutes to go here before half. We got Riles and Chance to the left, Logan Allen to the right, Gully in the backfield. Barker takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws the ball over the middle to Riles, who does not catch the ball. Barker made a good pass, hit Riles right in stride, and the ball was dropped. So, been a few of those tonight by the Fort Madison receivers, and unfortunate. So that's going to bring up fourth down and about 3 for Fort Madison. It looks like they may be going for it here. They're in the same formation. So Barker takes the ball. He's back to pass. Throws the ball over to Chance Red Donald, who pulls that ball in. He reaches up and makes an excellent grab over the middle. Just a tackle just inside the yard line. That ball was a little high. Chance went up and got it and was tackled immediately, but held on. It's a nice play. Nice catch. The pass was just a little high, but it wasn't bad. Looks like the Mount Pleasant might have a player down on the field who's getting up to start to walk off here. So Fort Madison's now going to be, looks like it's going to be about the 29-yard line, we'll call it, of the Panthers. Fort Madison, I don't know if anybody called a timeout there, if it was just an injury timeout. But the teams are coming back on the field here on a nice, hot, steamy night in late September. Kind of odd to say that, but that's what it is. First down and 10. That was a Penn City current first down by the Bloodhounds. They are first down and 10 at the Panther 29-yard line. The clock is now winding at 2:38 to go. And Barker takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's going to throw that ball up to Lorenzo Riles down here in the corner, and he just was not able to make the catch. Ball was a little high right there at the pylon, at the goal line on the left side, and just not a. That's going to bring up second down for the Bloodhounds. Two minutes, 27 seconds to go until half. With this offense, that's plenty of time. Let's see what they're going to do. Hands the ball off to Gully, who bounces out to his left side. Gets around the corner a little bit. Gets out of bounds. Mount Pleasant strung that out pretty good. So Gully was able to get out of bounds. And looks like about the 25-yard line. So it's going to bring up third down and about right around 6 yards to go. So Gully checks out, and Diego Lozado checks in at the backfield. Hand it off to Diego, who powers his way up the middle and does not quite get to the first down marker, but the flag is down. Personal foul, face mask on Mount Pleasant. And that's going to be, that took place just about where Lozano was tackled. Diego ran for about 4 yards, just short of the first down. Now they're going to mark it on top of the run, so that's going to give Fort Madison a Penn City current first down. Down to about the 11-yard line. First and 10, 2:15 to go here. Barker's back to pass. Throws the ball off to the right-hand side, and it's Red Donald in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. That is a Fort Madison Partners touchdown. And Fort Madison has finally got into the end zone with 2:05 to go here in the first half to cut the Mount Pleasant lead down to 17-9 with the extra point pending. That's a nice protection by the line. Barker was able to wait until Shantz came across and got in the back of the end zone and hit him on the run, right in stride. Beautiful pass, nice catch. So here's A.J. Nolting. The snap is either bad or not hit on purpose, but I don't know if that was, a intended play or just a consequence of a bad hold, but Fort Madison was not able to convert on the extra point. Barker was the holder. He ended up standing up and rolling out to the right, and he tried to hit Lorenzo Riles in the back of the end zone for a 2-point conversion, but that was no good. So Fort Madison, with 2:05 to go here in the first half, is back within 8 points. And that feels a little bit better, finally getting in the end zone. I think we just dropped passes today, just some unfortunate. Again, first half is kind of sloppy, kind of like it was last week. We got a little sloppy in our play, and now, but we're still in the ball game. Last week we were down, and tonight we're down by 8, but we still have 2:05 to go here before half, so Mount Pleasant's got the ability to crank up that offense. So we're far from halftime yet. So A.J. Nolting's now going to kick off. It's a nice boot and is caught just inside about the 4-yard line. Brings it right up the middle, and he is hit and brought down by Shantz Red Donald. I see Diego Lozano in there. Way to bring that Panther down about the 20-yard line. It looks like that was Keegan Rich that brought that ball back for Mount Pleasant, and he was brought down hard at the 20. So with 1:56 to go in the second quarter, 17-9 Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant's going to start at their own 20-yard line. See if Fort Madison can make sure we don't let anything big happen here. Mount Pleasant's got 3 receivers, including 3 receivers to the right, 1 up top to the left. Keegan rolls out to his left, pitches out to Puig, who's got a little running room, and he is brought down by Quentin Estrada after a short gain. As a pitch out to the left side, so let's see here. Did they stop the clock? Was that out of bounds, maybe? So that was about a 5-yard gain. So second down and a long 6 here. About 6 yards to go for Mount Pleasant. Beeson's back to pass. He throws the ball out to the right. He hits Keegan. He's got hit once and then now a second time before being brought down inbounds at close to the first down marker. So timeout, Mount Pleasant. The ball's about the 30-yard line, so that's actually going to bring up a 3rd down and 1. 3rd down and 1 for Mount Pleasant, with Mount Pleasant timeout at 1:33 to go here before halftime. So turns out to be a big play here. Mount Pleasant's got all the weapons, so they can run the ball, they can quarterback sneak it. The time is an issue for them on that. And they can throw the ball deep. They got a lot of good receivers. They're missing Brody McGackey tonight, which is, I'm sure, a big loss for him because he was their leading rusher and receiver, but he's out, unable to play. I think they're missing one of their linebackers, starting linebackers also, is Mount Pleasant. So somebody else got to step up, and it looks like they are. So anyways, we're down now with 1:33 to go. Panthers, Beeson's in the back. I'm sorry. Yeah, Beeson's in the back in the shotgun. He takes the ball for a first down out to about the 37-yard line. And they're going to quick hurry get back to the line. And the chains are getting moved. They stopped the clock and then started it again. We're just under a minute and a half. Beeson's back to pass, throws the ball over to the right. And the ball goes through the hands of the receiver for an incomplete pass. And then he was hit by Alex Gully after the ball went through. That ball was thrown high, kind of left that receiver kind of hung out to dry there for a hit. So 1:21 to go before halftime. For halftime, Mount Pleasant is on their own 37-yard line, second down and 10. Beeson's back to pass. He throws the ball off to the left-hand side, and the ball looks like it's complete. Out over into Fort Madison territory to number 88. That's Karen Korhorst. Good pass, good catch. Good tackle by our defensive back, but that brought the ball all the way to the 37-yard line of Fort Madison. First down and 10. Keegan Beeson's back to pass again, throws off to the left again, and the ball's incomplete. So 1:05 to go now here before halftime. Mount Pleasant is on the Fort Madison 37. Second down and 10. The ball was thrown right along the sidelines down on the Mount Pleasant side of the field. Not sure who it was intended for. Okay, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Beeson's back to pass again. And he finally throws the ball to the right. And the ball is going out of bounds, incomplete. At about the 10-yard line. Ball was overthrown out of bounds. Good coverage there by Alex Scully. So that's going to bring up third down and 10 from the 37 with 58 seconds to go in the first half. So I would imagine Mount Pleasant's going to keep the throttle going here. So it's a timeout by the official. Like they're going to switch out balls. Yep, switch out footballs there. Big rotation of footballs all around the field there. Anyways, Mount Pleasant now 3rd down and 10 from the Fort Madison 37-yard line. Just under a minute to play. Beeson's back to pass. And the ball's thrown over to the left-hand side and in and out of the hands. Oh, my goodness. In and out of the hands of the receiver on the sidelines. And then Lorenzo Riles pushed the receiver, and they threw a flag on that. So they're probably going to, I think that was Riles or Shamo. I'm not sure which one it was. So they're going to, that's not good. Penalty on Fort Madison. So 50.3 seconds to go. Let's see how they do this. First, here's the call. Personal foul on Fort Madison. The ball was hit the fingertips of the receiver near the sidelines, and our defensive back made contact with him. Yeah, that's a 15-yard penalty. So that's Mount Pleasant with 50 seconds to go. They got the ball on our 22-yard line. 1st down and 10. Beeson's back to pass again. Got some pressure, and he throws the ball out of bounds. Fort Madison was finally able to get some pressure in there on Beeson. It forced him just to throw the ball out of bounds on the far side. So it's going to bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10 from the Fort Madison 22 with 45 seconds to go. Beeson's in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Quick pass over to the left side, and it's incomplete. So that's going to bring up about 3rd down. For Mount Pleasant. And 10 yards to go from our 22-yard line. There's a flag on the field. Didn't see that come out. Let's see what the call is going to be on this one. Holding on Fort Madison. Holding on Fort Madison. And that's going to be walked off. Spot foul, it looks like. Looks like it's, well, let's see what they're going to do. Well, it's going to be a 1st down from about the 22-yard, from the 12-yard line. So Mount 1st down from the 12. Fort Madison's hurting themselves with penalties. 40 seconds to go. And now Fort Madison is lined up off sides, and the flag is down, and that's going to be 5 more yards. So Fort Madison is 3 straight penalties has really hurt us. 5 more yards walked off, so now they're first and goal at the 1st and 5 at about the 7-yard line, 6 or 7-yard line. Now watch that quarterback sneak. So 40 seconds to go. Beeson's in the shotgun. Takes the ball, he's back to pass. Goes over the middle, and the ball receiver was in his hands, and he was hit by somebody flying across there. And that's going to be 2nd down now and 5 from the 7-yard line with 35.3 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. See if we can get a good defensive stand here. There's so much that Mount Pleasant can do. Beeson's in the backfield. He's back to pass, throws over to the left-hand side, and the ball looks like it's caught. That ball's caught. It's almost like an over the backside shoulder throw, and caught for a Mount Pleasant touchdown. Makes it 23-9 Mount Pleasant with 28.8 seconds to go with the extra point pending here. The extra point is up. And it is no good. They're saying it's no good. So that's going to keep the score at 23 Mount Pleasant, 9 Fort Madison. And again, Fort Madison shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. Some deserved, maybe some not, but either way, kind of a rough first half for the Bloodhounds. Mount Pleasant spent a lot of their time on offense on the field. So with 28 seconds to go in the first half, Fort Madison's down 23-9. If they can get a good kickoff for a return, we haven't had one of those this year. It'd be nice to see if we get some excellent speed back there. Let's see if this kicker's going to kick it to him, or is he going to squib this kick? Again, Alex Scully and Chance Fred Donald are in the back about the 5-yard line. Got Trey Kuntz and Shaymore Red Donald a little closer. Let's see what they're going to do. Mount Pleasant kicks the ball. That's a squib kick right down the middle of the field. It is dropped on by Dominique France of Fort Madison, right about the 27-yard line or so. So with 27.1 seconds to go for Fort Madison here in the first half, trailing by 14. Let's see what they're going to do. A little discussion between the officials. I think they're trying to fix the clock there. So no time, it should have went off that. The ball was just down. Okay, just a little adjustment on the clock there. Give Fort Madison their little extra time. 28.8 seconds to go here before halftime. Mount Pleasant has Tucker Johnson, the defensive back, way back, about 20 yards off the ball. Going to hand the ball off to Gully, who takes the ball over the left side, and he's still going, and he picks up first down. And the timeout is called by Fort Madison. I believe it's, well, let's see. Now they're stopping the clock to move the chains. 23 seconds to go. They're winding the clock again, Fort Madison, at their own 39-yard line. Give it up to Gully one more time. He goes over the same spot, picks up another 10, 15 yards over midfield, and timeout. The clock is stopped to move the chains, and now there's going to be a Fort Madison timeout. With 13.3 seconds to go, 2 Gully runs have produced about 25 yards and just got it over midfield. I didn't get the video there. Sorry about that. And so Gully ran twice over left guard tackle spot and picked up chunks of yards. I think Mount Pleasant's playing a little bit of a defense there, but Gully could have broke another tackle. He would have been gone on either one of those. So let's see what we can do here. So again, 23-9 Mount Pleasant. A little over 13 seconds left here in the second quarter. before halftime. We've got Trey Kuntz and Allen to the right. You got Riles and Shantz to the left. Barker's back to pass. He rolls to the right. Throws the ball downfield. And Shantz is right there. And he catches it inside the 5-yard line. Inside the 5. Shantz made the catch. Beautiful throw. It's right about the 2-yard line. The clock is stopped with 7.2 seconds to go. Fort Madison doesn't seem to be in a huge hurry here, so they must have called timeout after that catch. I tell you what, Shantz, I don't know how you can get. Mount Pleasant had to know what was coming. They had to know what was coming. Shantz somehow used his speed to get behind the defensive back. I bet their coaches aren't going to be real happy about that on the other sidelines. But he got behind the defensive backs, and Barker threw a long pass, and Shantz caught it with a couple hands in his face and went down to the ground at the 2-yard line. So 7.2 seconds to go. First and goal at the 2. Boy, this would be something to get some points out of this. Get this in the end zone. Hope we can do it. We have Lorenzo Riles to the left. Quentin Estrada just off the line there. Gully in the backfield. Shantz and Allen to the right. Let's see what they try to do here. Barker takes the ball, hands off to Gully, who powers up and middle, and in the end zone. Hey, there we go. Let's see, everything look good? No flags or nothing? Fort Madison scores. Man, I tell you, was that about 75 yards? Approximately 75 yards in a little over 20 seconds. 25 seconds. And Gully goes up the middle for a 2-yard touchdown. Boy, that's a tough one to take for the Mount Pleasant team. It is now 23 Mount Pleasant, 15 Fort Madison. So, extra point pending here. A.J. Nolting's for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So, Fort Madison, wow. I tell you what, most of the length of the field with under half a minute to go. And it is now Fort Madison trailing only by 7, 23-16. A couple big runs by Alex Gully to get him about out to midfield. And then that big long pass play to Shantz Red Donald near the goal line. And then Alex Gully powers it in. Barker to Shantz Red Donald down to the 2, and then Alex Gully powered it in from there. So 4.5 seconds to go in the first half. Mount Pleasant 23, Fort Madison 16. Boy, that's the big play capabilities that Fort Madison has. But so now they're going to go ahead and kick off here. Man, that was incredible. I haven't seen that kind of offense from a Fort Madison team in quite a few years. I think back when Mr. Jennings was quarterback, Peter Jennings could really throw the ball out there pretty well and get those kind of throws that Barker's doing now. It's been a long time. So Fort Madison's going to be here ready for a kickoff. I don't expect they're going to kick this too far. So 4.5 seconds to go here in the first half. That's a squib kick right down the middle. It's picked up and fell on right immediately by a Mount Pleasant player. It's like Jake Lowe. No, I'm sorry. Maybe Keegan Rich went ahead and maybe it was Mr. Lowe. Jake Lowe that fell on that at the 27-yard line of Fort Madison. 4.5 seconds to go. Boy, this is crazy first half. So just because there's 4.5 seconds left doesn't mean something can't happen. So Fort Madison has, I'll move this out a bit, they got defensive backs back on their side of the field. Mount Pleasant looks like they're in a kneel-down position. And indeed they do. And that's going to bring us to halftime. What a last series or last 30 seconds for the Bloodhounds going down and scoring. And we are at halftime here at Jim Rule Field, Richmond Stadium, where Mount Pleasant leads 23-16. So we're going to try to get some of our technical difficulties taken care of here a little bit. And in the meanwhile, we'll be back in, looks like about 15 to 20 minutes for the beginning of the second half.
250-9052. The new Hy-Vee has become synonymous with quality products, low prices. Slogan, a hell of a smile in every eye, expresses the foundation of our corporate philosophy. So shop Hy-Vee in Port Madison, where there is a helpful smile in every eye. The new Hy-Vee becomes synonymous with quality products, low prices. Test Kitchen is proud to support the Fort Madison High School football program and provides coaches with a film study and game plan during space. Speaking of game plan earn, Elliot's Test Kitchen has an ACT test prep session starting now that will help your student prepare to take an ACT test. Contact Elliot's Test Kitchen at www.ckpf.org or call them at 319. Elliot's Test Kitchen is proud to support the Fort Madison High School football program and provides coaches with a film study and game plan during space. Game plan earn. Elliot's Test Kitchen has an ACT test prep session starting now that will help your student prepare to take an ACT test. Contact Elliot's Test Kitchen at www.ckpf.org or call them at 319-372-3991. That's www.midwestwoman.com. Restaurant located on 53rd Street and Route 61. Open 7 days a week with daily specials and breakfast service. Hawkeye's Reader's Choice for Best Sub and Soft Drink. Restaurant located on 53rd Street and Route 61. Open 7 days a week with daily specials and breakfast service. Jacqueline Lumsden on Hawkeye's Reader's Choice for Best Sub and Soft Drink.
Okay, we are back at Jim Ewell Field, Richmond Stadium for the second half, Fort Madison versus Mount Pleasant. And Mount Pleasant's going to kick off to Fort Madison. And the kick is a little punch kick, picked up very short and downed inside our 40-yard line. Good job by the, who would that be, number Romeo Maestro. Took that little pooch kick and just lashed onto it like he's supposed to and just downed it. Gives Fort Madison a good start at their own 36-yard line. See if Fort Madison can get a chance to get down here and get some points. Barker's in the backfield. And the ball's handed off to Gully, who bounces himself outside to the left, and he is tackled out of bounds across the 40 for a nice gain on first down. Okay, Fort Madison picked up about 7 yards on the play. Be second down and 3 from the their own 43-yard line. 7-yard run by Gully. Barker takes it, hands off to Gully again, who's up the middle. Power in the middle, breaking tackles, get it inside Fort Madison territory before he's finally brought down right around inside the 40-yard line of Mount Pleasant. Boy, Gully is just running with power. And there's going to be no arm tackles on him tonight, or ever, I think. He's first down. That is a Penn City current first down for Fort Madison. So Gully just kept breaking tackles. First down. Barker hands off to Gully, goes up the middle again. This time he stays in the pack and gets a short gain on first down. It looks like about a little bit more than a 1-yard gain there. So second and 9 for Fort Madison. Riles to the left. Allen and Chance to the right. Gully in the backfield. He takes the ball right up the middle again, using his power and getting down close to the 30-yard line. So that's going to bring up third down and short. Looks like third down and a long 2. Maybe 3 yards to go for Fort Madison. Diego Lozano in the backfield with Lennon Barker. And Mount Pleasant about jumped again. Barker takes the snap, hands off to Lozano, who barrels forward, and he gets hit hard. Short of the first down. He got just about to the 30-yard line. Ahead of steam there. Picked up maybe a yard. So it's going to be fourth down and maybe looks like a long one. Maybe 2 yards to go. 2 yards to go on fourth down. So Fort Madison's going to go for it. They're on their Mount Pleasant's 30-yard line. Diego Lozano remains in the backfield with Barker. So fourth down and 2. Hands it off to Lozano, who powers forward, and that's going to be pretty close. I think they're going to mark him. That's not a good spot. I think he really got forward on that. I think he got to the line needed, but they're going to mark him just as a yard gain. I thought he got 2 yards on that. But it's like they're going to mark it as a Mount Pleasant stop on fourth down, so Mount Pleasant's going to take over on offense at their own 29-yard line. Unfortunate, because can't get 2 yards, 2 or 3 yards on 2 power runs like that, then this is what's going to happen. So Mount Pleasant takes over. You got Beeson in the shotgun. You got Puig behind him. And the legal procedure looks like it's going to be on Mount Pleasant. Diego Lozano came up from the linebacker position, came up to the line of scrimmage as if he was going to shoot the gap on a blitz. And that caused one of the Mount Pleasant linemen to move. And That caused that flag and legal procedure. So now Mount Pleasant's going to start back on their 24 at a 1st and 15. So good start for the defense there. Let's see if we can keep Mount Pleasant down a little bit here now. Mount Pleasant leading by 7, just into the third quarter. Beeson takes the ball in a quarterback draw. And big fella, and he got past the original line of scrimmage for the penalty, so he's out near about the 33-yard line. So that's going to be second down and about 7 to go for Mount Pleasant. Beeson's a big kid. Takes a lot to bring him down. They're a quarterback for the Panthers. He's back to pass, and he's throwing over to the right-hand side, and the ball looks like it's caught at about the 38-yard line, which is going to leave it a yard short of the first down. It's just a quick out. He's thrown out a lot tonight, so 3rd down and 1 for Mount Pleasant at their own 38-yard line. Let's see if Fort Madison's going to do a payback and get a stop here. Quarterback's going to take the draw. He's going to get that first down, and Alex Gully's going to have to come up from the defensive back position to stop Beeson. The middle was plugged up good by the line and the linebackers, but Beeson just stepped outside and easily got the first down. So now he's up at their 46-yard line. Fort Madison's got to stop this team. This defense has got to stop them. And so 1st down 10, Mount Pleasant from their own 46. Beeson's back to pass, getting some pressure, throws the ball short down this side, incomplete, near midfield. Beeson got pressure. 2 Fort Madison Hounds got in and got Beeson out on the run to the right, caused him to throw that ball a little bit short. So I think pressure might be a key to this second half. We're down to 8:19 to go in the third quarter. Fort Madison trailing by 7, 23-16. Second down, Panthers on their own 46. And quarterback draw again. Just quarterback draws his own number and goes forward for about 3 yards. So he's up to the 49-yard line of the Panthers. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Panthers. So Fort Madison can get a stop here. Okay, Beeson's back to pass. There's pressure. Looks like a screen down to Puig again, and he got loose on the right-hand side before he finally gets tackled. Another one of those Chance Red Donald tackles where he hits them and they go backwards, but unfortunately it was after the screen pass to Puig resulted in a first down. That screen play is a good play because Fort Madison's really trying to get to Beeson, and they let him through, and he dumps that pass off to Puig. That's happened a couple times tonight. So now Mount Pleasant is on the 36-yard line of Fort Madison, 1st down and 10. Beeson's back to pass. He's going to throw off to the right again. They had one of those quick hitters and knocked out of bounds by Alex Gully. They do that on 1st down a lot. They pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. In this case, looks like he picked up about 5. So, 2nd down, 5 yards to go on our 30-yard line. 2nd and 5 on the 30. Handed off to Puig up the middle. He's bottled up pretty quick. Didn't get much there. Defensive line and the linebackers did an excellent job there on Levi Puig, the 5'11", 185 junior for the Panthers. So it's going to bring up, he maybe got a yard out of that or so. So it looks like it's going to bring up about 3rd down and about 4. Long 3, short 4. Fort Madison can get a stop here. Beeson has Puig in the backfield with him. Beeson rolls to the left and calls his own number, gets his first down, gets into the backfield, and gets all the way to the far sidelines, and he picks up about 15 to 20 yards on the play.
He was headed by Fort Madison number 11, Seymour McDonald. And he's around as number 17, Lozano. That'll be first down for Pleasant.
So Mount Pleasant's going to have another first down inside the 15-yard line, about the 14-yard line of Fort Madison. Beeson calls his own number again. This time goes to the right, and there's a flag down. Flag down, holding on Mount Pleasant. Beeson's just calling his own name, going left or right, and picks a hole to go through. And yeah, they've had a few of those. Okay, so it's going to be first down about 20-some for Mount Pleasant. Beeson's back to pass. He's going to throw the ball over to the left. Again, one of them short passes that goes, receivers catches and goes out of bounds. It's going to pick up most of that penalty. So the ball's going to be inside the 20 of Fort Madison. It's going to bring. Let's see where we're at. About the 18-yard line. Second, about 14 yards to go for Mount Pleasant. Beeson's back to pass. He's looking over the middle, and he finds a guy over going to the left one in the end zone for a touchdown. Jordan Maniani received that pass for a touchdown on the left side of the end zone. Beeson looked to the right and then turned back to the left, and Maniani did a little hook into the back corner of the end zone and was wide open. The pass was right on. So here's the extra point attempt for Mount Pleasant. Kick is up, and it looks like it is good. So that brings the score with 5:55 to go in the first. 5:55 to go in the third quarter. Mount Pleasant is now up 30 to Fort Madison 16. The defense is having a real hard time stopping Mount Pleasant's offense. There are a lot of weapons on this team. And tonight they're without their top running back and receiver. But it looks like Levi Puig has filled in honorably. And of course, Beeson, the quarterback, is pretty good. Let's thank our sponsors again tonight: Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Elliott Test Kitchen, Hy-Vee Food Store, Mann's McDonald's, Rashid Drug, Submarina Sandwich Shop, Wonder Chiropractic Acupuncture, Fort Colony Restaurant, Pizza Hut, Midwest One Bank, and the BloodHound Booster Club. Fort Madison is going to take the kickoff from Mount Pleasant. And it looks like it's going to be Chance Red Donald who gets this opportunity to return it. And he makes a few moves, gets outside in the up a little bit, and finally is brought down just before he broke it. I tell you, I'm surprised that these guys have not been able to break one of those for a touchdown, because they get through that first line of defense, and they're just a step or two away usually from breaking it long. But it was a good return. So Chance brought it out to the 36-yard line. So Fort Madison starts at their own 36, down 30-16 with 5:47 to go in the third quarter. So Fort Madison, this to say, really needs to take advantage and get some points on the board here. Gully takes the handoff, goes over right tackle, and he doesn't stop, and he just gets absolutely drags tacklers all the way out across midfield. Well, Gully is, that's a Penn City Current first down. Around a little over 15 yards. And Fort Madison's got a player down in the field. So we're going to take a look at him real quick. It looks like it might be a cramp. But it's an official timeout. So at 5:40 to go in the third quarter, 30-16 Fort Madison. I think Fort Madison can score. I think they're going to be able to put on some points on the board here during this game. But they got to find a way to stop this offense that Mount Pleasant has. Boy, they've got so many weapons. And Beeson is the main weapon. He's quick passes outside. And if he hands the ball off, usually Levi Puig, we've kind of bundled him up pretty much for the night. So, yeah, we just have a little pause and play here. We got a player with a cramp on the field. I'll try to get him up. Not surprised on a hot night like this that there's not some cramping going on. Not a surprise. So, cramping's one thing and injury's another. It looks like a cramp. So, Fort Madison's going to come out. They're going to have first down and 10 at the Mount Pleasant 48. Fort Madison, or the Mount Pleasant 48-yard line. Flag. Legal procedure on Fort Madison. So that's a 5-yard penalty. Okay, so that's going to back him up. It's going to be first down and 15 yards to go. Looks like Diego Lozano's down the backfield with Barker. A fake handoff and a throw out to Lorenzo Riles on the left-hand side, and he's taken out of bounds back just across the original line of scrimmage, so about the 46-yard line of the Panthers. So good play on first down. I like that quick hitter like that over to the side. So 46, this could be second down and about 8 yards to go for Fort Madison. And Lozano takes the handoff up the middle and picks up about half the yardage needed. So he's down to about the 43. That keeps backing it up a little bit. Not quite the 43-yard line. So that's going to bring up third down for Fort Madison. And about 5 yards to go. Barker's back to pass. He's having to scramble out to the right. And Barker has to throw that ball away. He was getting chased out there. And he couldn't run for that first down. They had a linebacker kind of spotting him a little bit. And didn't get a receiver to get open. So we're on the 43 at fourth down and 5. Barker is still on the field. Diego Lozano still in the backfield with him. So fourth down and 5 yards to go. Looks like they may be going for it here. So Barker takes a snap. He's back to pass. And it throws over the top, and it is knocked down for an incomplete pass. And Mount Pleasant is going to take over on downs. That ball was intended over the middle for, I believe it was Lorenzo Riles, possibly. And so now, with 4:47 to go in the third quarter, Fort Madison down 30-16. Mount Pleasant's going to take back over on offense. So, 43-yard line. Panthers on their own 43, starting out first down and 10. Splits to the left, to the right. Beeson takes the ball, keeps it himself, runs up the middle, picks up 5-6 yards. On Mount Pleasant, I keep giving my quarterback the ball. He's picking up 5, 6, 7 yards a chunk.
balls in midfield. They gain about
So
6 yards.
it's going to bring up right at midfield. Second down and about 3 yards to go for Mount Pleasant. Beeson takes the ball, hands off to Puig, who gets to the line, and Sam Hayes grabs him by his uniform and tosses him down. And the timeout by the official. That ball looks like that's enough for a first down on the Fort Madison side of the field at the 46-yard line. And they're addressing a player down in the field. They're about midfield. So we're going to move the camera away from that a little bit. And for the official timeout there. So 4:01 to play in the third quarter. Fort Madison down 14 points, 30-16. We had the ball coming out of the second half, and had a chance to maybe go down and score and tie this thing up, but turned the ball over on downs. And Mount Pleasant responded by taking the ball down and increasing their lead up to 2 touchdowns. So we again got the ball back and got it over into the Panthers' side of the field, but turned the ball over. Turned the ball over on downs again, and now the defense has got to stop. It's got to make a stop here and keep Mount Pleasant from scoring. Fort Madison has the firepower to score and score quickly. We don't have the player in view. Looks like maybe a cramp. And we talked about a little bit at halftime, that surprised that we weren't having more these kids going down with cramps with all this heat and all the moisture that they're losing on this hot, muggy night here in Fort Madison. But that's coming into play here in the third quarter. So we'll just have to wait this out and get them so they can get on their feet and get play continued. In the meanwhile, let's talk about our sponsors. We do appreciate all our sponsors who help us out. Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Elliott Test Kitchen, Hy-Vee Food Store, Mann's McDonald's, Rashid Drug, Submarina Sandwich Shop, Wander Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Fort Colony Restaurant, Pizza Hut, Midwest One Bank, and the BloodHound Booster Club. Again, it looked like a cramp situation there, so we're going to get that stretched out here on the Fort Madison players. Okay, so Mount Pleasant, they're going to go back here on offense with a first down at our 46-yard line. See if the Bloodhounds can get a stop here. Beeson in the back in the shotgun, along with Puig as a running back. Beeson's back to pass. He's going to throw over to the left-hand side deep. It's going to be Shamor Red Donald. Is defending the receiver who did make the catch inside the 10-yard line and was knocked out of bounds. So long pass, good catch. Mount Pleasant's, they're down inside, knocking on the door again. So inside the, what looks like inside the 10-yard line. So about a 37-yard pass on that play. So Mount Pleasant first and goal at the 7. Beeson hands the ball off to Puig up the middle. He doesn't go very far. But I tell you what, we didn't wrap up, and he kept his legs chugging, and he gets closer to the goal line. So, man, if we could have stopped him right at the line of scrimmage, that would have been a big play. But Puig just kept going, and he got it down to about the, what looks like maybe around the 5-yard line or just inside the 5.
Second down for the Panthers.
So second down and goal. Looks like we'll call it about the 5-yard line, maybe the 4-yard line. Beeson takes the ball and he calls his own number, steps forward and into the end zone
Number 10, Zach Beeson.
for a touchdown. Zach Beeson just went over right guard and tackle and went in for a touchdown. So that makes the score Mount Pleasant 36, Fort Madison 16. So extra point here for Mount Pleasant. Kick is up, and it is good. So Mount Pleasant has stretched their lead out there a little bit to 3 touchdowns to a 37-16 lead with 2:40 to go in the third quarter. So Fort Madison has the time to get back in this game. They have the ability to get back in this game on offense, but just we're going to have to somehow stop this Mount Pleasant offense. So Fort Madison going to prepare for the kickoff from Mount Pleasant. Again, we're going to have Chance Red Donald and Alex Gully back. Kind of wondering if they're going to, how many times they're going to boot it down there, because I'm not so sure if I was Mount Pleasant, I'd keep kicking it back to these guys. They always get a good return, and they're always coming close to breaking it. So again, Gully and Chance Red Donald back. You also have Trey Kuntz back a ways, and Shamor Red Donald are back around the 15. Let's see what Mount Pleasant's going to do. Fort Madison's got to be ready for anything here, an onside kick or something, because they only got like 5 guys up front here, right around the 50-yard line. Okay, the kick is deep. He's going to kick it deep, and Shamor Red Donald looks like he takes the kick. He takes the ball up the middle, and he gets past the initial line before he's tackled again. A good return, brings it out close to the 35, where Fort Madison will start.
For the return was tackled by Mount Pleasant number 43, Logan Bass.
All right, so Fort Madison with 2:34 to go in the third quarter, down by 21.
First and 10, Fort
See if we can
Madison.
get some quick offense here. Starting out at their own 34-yard line, first down and 10. Handoff inside to Alex Gully, who goes forward for
Alex Gully, the ball carrier.
about 3 yards or so. Alex Gully still in the backfield with Lennon Barker. Barker's back to pass. Plenty of time to throw. Finally throws it off to the right here. Incomplete. Looks like they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players for Mount Pleasant in the defensive backfield, covering these receivers. So a little hard for some of these Bloodhounds to get open when you got that many players defending the pass. So we're down to third down and about 7 yards to go. Barker fakes a handoff to Gully, throws it outside to Logan Allen, who gets around, and he gets enough for a first down, but the flag is down, and I'm afraid that's going to probably come back. That looks like that flag was thrown about where a block was thrown to free Logan Allen. So we'll see what happens here. See what the call is going to be. Holding on Fort Madison. Right out there where Logan Allen took that pass. So instead of third down and 7, it's going to be third down at about 17. Maybe 18. Third down and about 18 to go for Fort Madison. So Barker takes the pitch. He's back to pass. Throw to Chancer Donald over the middle. He breaks a tackle, and he keeps going, and he fights for that first down. He finally is brought down, but boy, I tell you what, he took that pass of about maybe 7 yards, and then pure effort got him a first down. So, 3rd and 18. We're known for those big plays on third down, and we just got another one. So, big first down for Fort Madison. They really need that. 1:37 to go, clock running. Third quarter, down by 21. Barker's in shotgun. Gully in the backfield. Barker's back to pass, throws to the right, and the ball is caught by Logan Allen for about a 7 or 8 yard gain, just crossed midfield. And Fort Madison getting back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be second down at about 3 from the Mount Pleasant 47-yard line. Handed off to Gully up the middle. Gully gets that first down, keeps turning his legs, and he's tackled right around the 40 of the Panthers. This has been the spot on the field where Fort Madison has had a little bit of trouble tonight getting first down, so let's see if we can keep this thing rolling this time. The clock is stopped with just under a minute to go in the third quarter. Mount Pleasant player having to run off the field there. Fort Madison first down and 10. Penn City current first down and 10 from the 41-yard line of the Panthers. Barker's back to pass. He throws the ball deep down the right-hand side. You got 2 receivers down there, and the ball was intercepted right around the goal line. We had 2 receivers down there. And we had, they're going to call that back as a touchback, interception and a touchback. 2 of our receivers were down there, 2 defenders, and one of the Mount Pleasant guys came up with it. So, and if you're going to have it happen, it'd been nice if it had stayed in the field of play as far as out of the end zone, and we could have had him backed up there, but it's a touchback as he fell into the end zone. So Mount Pleasant's going to take over with 39 seconds to go in the third quarter. 37-16 Mount Pleasant. Their offense is back on the field, and we need to get a stop. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line for Mount Pleasant. Beeson calls his own number. Looked a little like wasn't sure what he was doing there. And finally just tucked it and ran, but that's going to be a Sunnybrook assisted living tackle for a loss on Beeson for about 2 yards. So that'll make second down and about 12 yards to go. Clock is winding down probably to the end of the third quarter. There's about 10 seconds left. So Mount Pleasant's going to let that clock run down and get us into the fourth quarter. So at the end of the fourth quarter, Fort Madison was outscored 14-0 in the third quarter, and now are trailing 37-16 going to the fourth quarter. So it's we have our sponsors tonight: Wander Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Fort Colony Restaurant, Pizza Hut, Midwest One Bank, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Elliott Test Kitchen, Hy-Vee Food Store, Mann's McDonald's, Rashid Drug, and Severina Sandwich Shop, and the BloodHound Booster Club. So we appreciate our sponsors. We do each week, of course. We appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. And we had an exciting second quarter. Let's see if we can have an exciting fourth quarter for you. So starting out the fourth quarter here, it's going to be Mount Pleasant with the ball. Second down and about 12 to go from their own 18-yard line. See if Fort Madison can get themselves a turnover or some big play here. Help get them back in this game a little bit. Beeson takes the ball, he rolls to the right, and he is sacked. Or he's taken down for a loss. There's another Sunnybrook assisted living tackle for a loss.
And he was sacked by Fort Madison, number 63.
I think he was trying to just run the ball to the right.
And that is noted by Sunnybrook Assisted Living.
So that's going to bring up a third down, and looks like about 13 or 14 yards to go for Mount Pleasant. Time for a turnover, time for a stop for Fort Madison. Beeson's back to pass. All right, he's getting some pressure. He throws the ball over to the right-hand side, and the ball is complete for a completion to Chase Lamb. But that's going to turn into fourth down. It was not enough to get a first down on that play, so that's out about the 23-yard line. So it'll be fourth down and 7 for Mount Pleasant with about 11 minutes to go on the clock running. Fort Madison down by 3 scores, 3 touchdowns. So Mount Pleasant looks like they're going to punt. Gully and Chance Red back to receive this. Good stop from the BloodHound defense. They got some pressure on the quarterback. And now the punt has occurred, and that ball's going way over everybody's head and rolling back all the way down towards inside our 5-yard line. Goodness sakes. That was about a 70-yard punt. Most of that was in the air. It rolled pretty good for about 15, 20 yards, but an outstanding kick by the Mount Pleasant punter. It backs Fort Madison up inside the 5, just what they wanted to do. So we need some points, and we need to get them in a hurry, so let's see if we can break somebody. So Fort Madison on their own 4-yard line, first down and 10. Barker hands the ball off to Gully, who goes up the middle, trying to get a little bit of space for us, but he didn't get too much. He got out over the 5. So he got about a 2-yard gain. So it's going to be second down and about 7 yards to go. Fort Madison's back up at the line, just a little over 10 minutes to go in the game. Gully in the backfield. Barker's back to pass. Throws the ball over the middle and tried to force that into Lorenzo Riles, who was doing a little slant over the middle, and was incomplete. So it's going to bring up about 3rd and 8 from our 6-yard line. I know we need to score quick, but we need to get a first down. Give ourselves some room here. So 3rd down and 8 from our own 6. Barker back to pass. He throws it up and deep, and that's going to be incomplete down the left-hand side. So looks like that's going to bring up 4th down for Fort Madison. 4th down and 8 from our own 6. Trying to force one in there a little bit again. So Barker's in the backfield. Looks like more of a punting position here. And he indeed does get a punt off. Almost got it blocked. Kick is off to the left side. Takes a Mount Pleasant bounce out of bounds at about the 35-yard line of Fort Madison. So right around about a 33-yard line. Pleasant's going to take over on our 33-yard line. About a 27-yard kick there. Lucky it wasn't blocked. One of the linemen got through there and just didn't have the right angle, or that would have been blocked. So Mount Pleasant takes over. First down 10 on our 33-yard line. Beeson's back to pass. throws one of those quick hits out to the right-hand side, and he gets away from the tackler, and he goes all the way in for missed the tackle, and he went all the way in for a touchdown, but there is a flag down about the 40-yard line back here where the quarterback was, and it looks like it's on Fort Madison, maybe roughing the passer or something. I don't know what this referee's doing back here. I have no idea what that call was. But either way, that's a Mount Pleasant touchdown, 33-yard touchdown pass. It was thrown over to the sidelines for about 10 yards, and he escaped the tackle and ran it down the sideline for a touchdown. So now the extra point kick. And it is up, and it is good. And that makes the score Mount Pleasant 44 and Fort Madison 16. I did not see this coming in the second half. I did know that Mount Pleasant would be hard to stop, but we haven't been able to get on the scoreboard. And not been able to get on the scoreboard, and we haven't been able to stop Mount Pleasant. Defensive back on that play, I think, was trying to go, has been reading that out that they've been doing all day, and almost got to the ball to either knock it away or maybe trying to get an interception or something. But, he also latched on when he did not to the receiver after he caught it, but the receiver got away from the tackle and just sprinted down the sideline into the end zone. So 9:38 to go, fourth quarter, 44-16 Mount Pleasant. And Mount Pleasant's going to, instead of kicking off from their own 40, they're going to get that penalty from earlier. I think it might have been a roughing the passer penalty on that pass. That's going to be tacked on for the kickoff. So Mount Pleasant's going to kick off on our side of the field at the 45. So we got Gully and Chance Red Donald back at the goal line. Let's see what the Mount Pleasant kicker wants to do here. Wants to try to knock that thing back in the end zone, and what's he going to do? Yep, kicks it hard, and it goes into the end zone, out of the end zone for a touchback. So Fort Madison will start back on offense. Tough second half. Tough game. Good game plan for the Mount Pleasant Panthers. We got a lot of weapons, and we've just not been able to stop them. So it's never give up time. We have 9.5 minutes to go. We have not had a turnover yet, so maybe we can get some things going here on offense, get some scores, and see if we can make this into a game. Hand off to Gully up the middle. He picks up about 3 yards before he's tackled. So Alex, he's ran hard tonight. So second down, and looks like about a long 7. Barker hands off to Gully again. Gully goes over the middle, gets tripped up, gets out to about the 25, where it brings up the third down. So third down and 5 for the BloodHounds. Barker back to pass, fake handoff, and he's going to throw the ball deep down the right-hand side here, and it's going to be incomplete. Ball was intended for Logan Allen, number 12 for Mount Pleasant. Jake Lowe defended that ball, got his hands on it. So we are not sure the idea of trying to make this big play happen on these long 3rd and 9s. That brings up now 4th and 5. So Fort Madison's got to go for this. I imagine that's what they're going to do. It looks like it. 4th down and 5 for their own 25-yard line. So Barker's back to pass. Throws the ball over the middle. Chance for O'Donnell makes an incredible catch. Right out around the 40-yard line, catches it, gets hit, and dropped right there. Beautiful, nice catch, first down. That's a Penn City Current first down. That ball was up in the air a little bit. Chance went up and got it, and got us a first down, so keep this thing moving. 8:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Fort Madison down. Fake to Gully up the middle, pass out to Logan Allen, who picks up about 4 or 5 yards, 4 yards. Eight 11 to play, clock is running. Fort Madison on their own 43-yard line. Second down and looks like about 6. Gully in the backfield. Barker hands off to Gully, who takes over, spit and gets outside to the left, and then loses his footing, tripped up by number 25, Keegan Rich of Mount Pleasant, or Gully might still be running. So he was getting outside and was tripped up. So that's going to bring up about third down and about 2 yards to go for Fort Madison on their own 47. 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Barker hands the ball off to Gully, who goes up the middle, and I don't think he made anything on that one. So that's going to bring up fourth down. Yep, no gain on that play. So 4th down and 2. Sure, Fort Madison's going to go for it. So 4th down and 2. Gully's in the backfield. Barker in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Gully, gets it to Lorenzo Riles, who goes forward for a first down over into Panthers territory to about the 42-yard line.
Barker's pass to number 38, Lorenzo Riles, was complete, and Lorenzo advanced ball up for
So Fort Madison's now first down at their own at Panthers 44-yard line. Penn City Current first down. So hands the ball off to Gully again. It goes up the middle and gets a good gain on first down inside the 40-yard line. 6:33 to go in the game. 44-16 Mount Pleasant. Fort Madison's in a hurry offense. Second down and about 3 or 4 yards to go. Barker hands the ball off to Gully again, who goes up the middle, gets that first down, almost breaks it, and gets down inside the 30-yard line. They'll stop the clock temporarily while they move the chains. So Gully's having a good game today. He's having a really good game on offense. Running the ball hard, as he usually does. So 1st and 10 on about the 26-yard line. Fake to Gully. The ball is thrown over the head of Lorenzo Riles out to the left. So it'll stop the clock with 5:59 to go in the fourth quarter. And it makes second down and 10 from about the 27-yard line. Make it the 28-yard line. Okay, Barker's in the shotgun. He rolls out to the right, tosses out to Riles, who gets hit, and the ball goes towards the sidelines. And Riles caught it, come down, and then he was hit. And the ball popped out, went forward a few yards, and went out of bounds before Mount Pleasant could take possession of it. So, and didn't quite make the first down, but he's down near the 25-yard line. I'm sorry, down by the 20-yard line, and stretched that out and tackled him in the backfield. So I hate to say it, but I think Gully might have had that first down if they would have handed it to him, but that hole was open. But that's the play you call. So Mount Pleasant takes over on downs with 5:19 to play, 44-16 Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant, impressive offensive team. And they've we've kind of hurt ourselves, but they've slowed us down also. So Beeson's he hands the ball off to a running back who is tackled right at the line of scrimmage by Dalton Mabius for it looks like to be a Sunnybrook Assisted Living tackle for a loss of about 2 yards by Miss Dalton Mabius. So it looks like Mount Pleasant's lining up more in a running attack type offense to try to turn that clock. We're at 4:50 to go in the game. 44-16 Mount Pleasant. Beeson hands off to, oh boy, one of the running backs who goes for a first down out to around Fort Madison's 40-yard line. He got through that initial line and almost broke it.
The ball carrier for Mount Pleasant, number 43, Logan Bass.
So first down and 10 for Mount Pleasant on their own 40-yard line. Clock is running at 4:26 to go. Looks like a few different players in there for Mount Pleasant on offense, wide receivers. Beeson hands the ball off up the middle, and he is stopped immediately by Danon Settles for another Sunnybrook Assisted Living loss of about a yard. Maybe a half a yard. We'll call it a tackle for a loss. They'll call it second and 10, but about 10 and a half. Good tackle by Settles. Mount Pleasant taking as much time as they can off the clock in between plays, down to 3:40 and counting. Back to pass. He throws the ball down the right-hand side, and the ball is broken up. It's incomplete. It was down the right-hand sidelines, and that was broken up. Trying to get a number on that defensive player that broke that up. Looks like that's number 9, Trey Kuntz. The pass was there, and Kuntz looks like he broke that up. I don't know why they're throwing the ball down the field 30 or 40 yards, up by 28 points. That's got to leave a little bad taste in our mouth. So now third down and 10 from the 40-yard line for Mount Pleasant. 3:25 to go. They could have ran another half a minute or so off the clock. That's a handoff up the middle, and running back gets another first down before he's tackled by number 81 for Fort Madison. Harley Penniman tackled him, saved that for another touchdown run. A lot of new faces in the game now. So there's a first down for Mount Pleasant on our 46-yard line with 3:11 to play. That's a good tackle by Harley Penniman. Not only saved a touchdown, but it was a good, solid tackle. So Mount Pleasant's first down and 10. Hands it off to the running back who goes up the middle and gets a good gain on first down inside Fort Madison's 40-yard line. Tough to play down on that line on a hot night like this, but give Mount Pleasant credit. They come in with a good offensive idea and game plan, and they executed it. So 2:28 to go in the game. Second down and 3 for Mount Pleasant. The ball was handed off, and Diego Lozano had just timed that snap perfectly and shot the gap and hit the running back as soon as he got the ball in the backfield for about a 3-yard loss. So that's going to be a Sunnybrook Assisted Living tackle for a loss there by Diego Lozano. Shot that gap. And he had some help in the backfield too once he was there. So Mount Pleasant, third down and 6. Ball's handed off. Running back gets down, gets a first down, gets down inside the 35-yard line of Fort Madison. Keep that clock moving. 1:37 to go. Clock stop momentarily to move the chains, and Mount Pleasant will have first down at the 34-yard line of Fort Madison. Brody Bender's now in at quarterback, number 15. He's a sophomore, 6'2", 165. Got some big kids here. So 1:22 to go. Mount Pleasant first down and 10. Hands the ball off to number 43 for Mount Pleasant, and he is a good runner. He is really, it's Logan Bass, a sophomore, about 5'10" and 185. He just keeps his leg moving and getting a chance to get in the varsity game. And now 1 minute to play in the game, clock rolling. Second down and 3, Mount Pleasant from our 27. .41 seconds to go, clock running. Ball handed off to Bass again, who was bottled up for a loss, a Sunnybrook assisted living loss, for about Harley Penniman on that tackle. So that's going to bring that's going to wind the clock down. We're down to 12 seconds. They're not going to snap it again. Fort Madison's going to suffer a defeat here at home to a very disciplined Mount Pleasant team who did not create, did not give the ball away. And Fort Madison falls to Mount Pleasant here at home, 44-16 this evening on a hot night in Iowa. So again, I want to thank our sponsors tonight. Rashid Drug, Severino Sandwich Shop, Wandra Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Fort Colony Restaurant, Pizza Hut, Midwest One Bank, BloodHound Boosters, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Elliott Test Kitchen, and Hy-Vee Food Store. Mann's McDonald's. Thank you, sponsors, for helping us bring this for anybody who's watching. And thank you for tuning in to watch the game tonight. And hopefully next week we can come up with a different result. So, good night. We'll see you next week. Thank you.